What's up, everybody? We are now on the heels, or is that the expression on the heels of Full Gear? It happened a few days ago.
We've had some time, a little bit of time to digest,
Yes,
and really go over the fine details.
yes, we've had some time to, watch the highlights and all that stuff, and Hangman Page's press release was pretty hilarious. So,
That's funny. Dude's funny. Looking forward to hearing to what he has to say on Wednesday tomorrow.
Yes, so we'll get into all that. We'll talk a little bit about Raw, and basically Survivor Series has been relegated to basically a non-pay-per-view.
Sad as it was one of the main four, and now it's like, what's a pay-per-view?
Right, exactly. So we'll get into that in just a second, but first, let's hit our intro music. All right.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So, Danny, is this the best pay-per-view AEW's done so far? I still think it was the previous one where
this one lived up to its hype, though, because I didn't know what to expect at the end of the previous one.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, despite having the potential for so many surprises, the card was so stacked that it delivered. I didn't need surprises. I got one, but I didn't need one.
Mm-hmm.
And I still would, 3 matches in, I was like, that's worth for the price of admission. I still have 6 more to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I meant to ask you because we didn't watch it together. Did you finish it all in one night? Because that's an exhausting card.
No, I did not. I fell asleep by the midway through the third match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go over.
I had to work on Saturday, so it is what it is.
Yeah. So let's go over the card a little bit. First, Hangman Adam Page is your new AEW World Champion.
Yes.
As you, sir, successfully predicted. Congratulations there.
I win.
Yeah.
1-0.
We're not sure. I mean, it's like whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter, but you do win.
I did win bragging rights for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to do what culture and Russell talk to. We're gonna have to have a championship belt or something.
I like it.
Yeah.
Or we can do pardon the interruption that they just I get to, or one of those shows that it's all point based. Pardon the interruption is not the one. Around the horn.
Around the horn. So we have our new AEW World Champion, even though the build wasn't quite what I was expecting because he did take a little time off for the birth of his child, which is fine. The match lived up to the hype 100%.
Sure did.
It was a great moment. The fans absolutely ate it up, as did I. And, it was a stellar match, and I can't wait to see his reign as champion.
And then after the win, you get the warm and fuzzies because the Dark Order came out. They gave him his moment. They gave him 2 minutes to just soak it in, and then the Dark Order came out. Vicky and I looked at each other where's the Dark Order? Were they going to come out? Because it was 2 minutes of him just being alone, and I was did we forget that he had friends?
Mm-hmm.
But no, they all came out, celebrated with. They offered him a beer, and he tossed it, and he gave him a hug. So good storytelling. He'd rather hang out with his buddies.
Long-term storytelling, because they gradually worked in, the beer drinking thing a year and a half ago, more than a year and a half ago. Yeah, so I love
down his luck, drinking on the job.
Yeah, now he's finally kicked it. Yes.
Yeah, he literally slapped the beer out of I think it was Johnny Hungy offered him the beer. He slapped it out of his hand and gave him a hug, and I was like, yes,
came full circle.
Yeah.
So great main event, definitely lived up. And speaking of the champion, now we have a new number one contender, Bryan Danielson. Yeah, Bryan Danielson has defeated Miro.
JR messed me up on he said Daniel Bryan, and a few minutes later he was like, I meant to say Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, so he wins, which I did not expect. I thought Miro was going to win.
Vicky did too. She was rooting for him. She was like, she didn't know who to pick, but that was her pick. I didn't care. I assumed, being the apparently traditional booker, I would have wanted a heel versus face, but Tony Khan, he doesn't care. He's about giving you once in a lifetime matches, and cool. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and kind of goes with what the fans want / need in that moment. Like who's like he doesn't stick to the traditional like 50.
Yeah, he doesn't stick. He doesn't stick to these tropes that we're kind of used to with WWE, and good on him. I'm glad we got CM Punk versus Eddie Kingston. I'm glad we got that sort of thing. That would never happen in the other place.
In Stamford, Connecticut. No, it wouldn't happen. You're absolutely right.
In the McBoardroom.
Yeah. And that was another phenomenal match, Kingston and Punk. But before we get to that, do you think I keep wanting to say Brian Danielson. It's hard to get used to.
It is.
Do you think Danielson and Hangman Adam Page, do you think this is something they take their time building? Is there going to be like a little, because you know how AEW is, they're like we just said, they're unpredictable. Is that the next match, or is he going to have some title? I mean, he's the number one contender. I guess it has to be the next match. I guess it has to happen soon.
Well, I mean, they've already announced that tomorrow night on Dynamite, it's Bryan Danielson versus Evil Uno. So he's already fighting his buddies. Right.
So there's your build. It starts right there, and probably will go to the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's definitely what's going to start it. They're going to give. I don't know if he's going to have a face-off with him or not tomorrow night. It doesn't seem very Bryan Danielson to just confront somebody. And not let them have their moment, because he has had his, which I think he can respect. And quite frankly, I think Hangman deserves it. So he deserves his little spiel, whatever he's going to say in the ring. Whenever they went off the air, apparently he said he's going to be AEW champion forever. So cool.
Do you think Danielson starts to slip into becoming a little bit of a heel?
I'm
like the closer they get to their match.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it if he fell into like that role. He may garner that reaction, a la Cody Rhodes right now. He's getting that sort of thing. Cody Rhodes actually deleted his Twitter today.
I wanted to talk about that. Do you think that's a work or a shoot? Do you think
I actually hope it's a work.
I think it's a work.
I hope it's a slow build of like turning on the fans type of thing.
Like deleting your Twitter just because fans are booing you, I don't know. It smells fishy. I think
it does smell fishy.
I think it's part of the program.
Smells heelish. If he's the first member of House of Black, I'm going to lose my damn mind.
Oh my god. Yeah, like can't beat him, join him kind of thing, which doesn't happen often in wrestling. It's kind of a rare thing.
Well, I mean, we've gotten tease after tease after tease for certain things, like in the other place in Stamford, Connecticut. You get teases that's going to happen, and then they never do it. They never pull the trigger. Like they teased it with Ricochet in the Hurt Business, and then they did it with somebody else, and
he would have been great in the Hurt Business.
Yeah, just flip it, do it. Just do it.
Nope. This is what they do. Look, this is the script, right, for Monday Night Raw. This is nope. I'm going to write a new one. Sir, it's 5 minutes till showtime. I don't care.
Oh, I know. I know how it works.
Yeah.
Apparently, and I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently he forgets what happened last week. Like, he doesn't know what happened.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Like, he forgets.
Oh my God, it all makes sense now.
And I read a lot of what Russo says because I like to crap on what he says a lot, but he said, like, he was like, this certain, like the angle that happened last night on Raw. It was like, Big E got left laying last week. He's not going to show up. He shouldn't show up on Monday with a smile on his face and being like, oh, whatever city they're in. No, he should be there full of like rage and fury and wanting to annihilate Roman Reigns and or the Usos, whoever shows up that night.
Yeah. Well, he did like further into his promo. I saw it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
but you're right. It didn't. It
should
didn't
be
make
serious.
sense. But he has. You know how Vince is marketing. He's got to get the
The
catchphrase.
marketing, the thing. He's got to hit the catchphrase. Why don't you hit the catchphrase
Right.
last?
I don't know.
It worked for The Rock. He didn't start with "if you can smell what The Rock is cooking." He ended with it.
Which makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. And then he would just cut off other people. It doesn't matter what your name is. Come on.
Yeah, it's yeah, that makes a ton of sense that he just forgets what happened the week before.
Yeah, he writes for that moment and for himself, and then deleted his brain, and we'll continue this on Friday.
And if the video goes viral on YouTube, do it again next week.
Yeah, do it again. Put Lana through another table. Wait, Lana's not here anymore? God damn it.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if he ever has those moments that he forgets who got let go.
Who got canned?
It's so many people. I'm sure it happens.
Oh, I'm sure. And creative has to be the one to tell them, like, she's not here anymore.
Yeah.
She's at home.
Sir, you fired her. Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, my bad. I knew that. I was just checking to see if you knew.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think this is the beginning of going back to Cody. I think this is, as we talked about on Saturday, this is the beginning of him turning heel. I think a heel turn is coming. It didn't happen as I thought. It didn't happen at the pay-per-view. It should have, I thought, but they do long-term storytelling right for the most part, so I think they're dragging it out.
Fine. Make it the slowest burn possible. I will eat it up with a spoon. Apparently, they were going to do some sort of thing with Moxley that he was going to be like the full-blown heel that was going to be with an attitude change. It should be Cody for now.
I like it better, Cody. I like Mox the way he is.
Yeah, just he's AEW's Punisher.
Yes.
That's what he is.
Yeah, no, and now
he's just like, you did some kind of shady stuff. Let's have a fight.
Right. And now, unfortunately / fortunately, he checked himself into a treatment center for alcoholism, I believe.
Yes.
And good on him for doing that.
Yeah, great on him. He's going to be welcome like a babyface, so there's no point in doing it right now.
The biggest pop. He's going to get the biggest pop when he comes back. But, I say unfortunately / fortunately because it's more stuff that you can use in his character in the future.
Oh, absolutely. You can use that. He could form an alliance with CM Punk because he's straight edge. There's endless possibilities that we can do here. I dig them all.
I dig it. All right, so enough with AEW and how awesome they are. I look forward to Dynamite. But we got to talk about the worst build of all time. And Survivor Series was already dying as a pay-per-view the last few years, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, because the whole brand supremacy thing is dumb.
Today, it's dumb. In 2002, 2003, when it was really a brand split and it was like Bischoff versus Paul Heyman, it was great.
You could still make it work. It worked a couple of years ago when they involved NXT and there were takeovers everywhere and like it was just cool.
When you involved NXT and it was like Triple H involved himself, like I'm Team NXT. Yeah, that was cool. And also when they brought it back in 2016, they brought it back for the first time in years. It was Stephanie McMahon and Shane McMahon on SmackDown. Oh no, Shane on SmackDown.
Yeah, it was Shane versus Stephanie versus
Mick
Foley. I wouldn't hate that either. Imagine if you did a Shane, Stephanie, Triple H teams. Yes.
Right. Make it actually competitive, like throughout the year, not storylines go out the window for this 1 week. And it's so dumb.
There's literally only one thing that I'm looking forward to at Survivor Series, and it's because I don't know what's real anymore, is Becky Lynch versus Charlotte. That's it. Because I don't know what's real anymore. I actually do think they don't like each other.
Did you watch her promo? Becky's promo?
Yeah.
Best part of Raw, hands down.
I mean, she has been recently. So
yeah.
She doesn't warrant me watching 3 hours of television, but I will watch whatever segment she's in.
Yeah. She did a fantastic promo and saying how I'm the one that made you hate yourself and doubt yourself or whatever it was she said.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. There's a little realism there.
Oh yeah, it was like, she's making her doubt where she is in the pecking order of these 4 horsewomen. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah. So that I am looking forward to. Everything else, I couldn't even tell you off the top of my head who's on Team Raw, who's on Team SmackDown. I know Shotzi's in one of the matches. I know
she's Team SmackDown.
Austin Theory got randomly added to a team.
Yeah, because they dropped Mysterio. Team Raw,
mm-hmm.
I believe, consists of Mr. Lashley, Rollins, Finn Balor, Austin Theory, and Kevin Owens. That's Team Raw.
I feel so bad for Finn Balor. They did it again. They did it to him again.
Oh, I know.
He's bottom of the card again.
Yeah, and then on SmackDown they have Jeff Hardy. Woo. The only star on that side is Drew McIntyre. Unfortunately, given there are plenty of bona fide stars, but they're not being used correctly. So Drew McIntyre is the only guy on the other side. And Happy Corbin. Good Lord.
Corbin.
And their saving grace for that team is that on Friday they're announcing a mystery person for the team. And I'm like, ooh, right. Who could it be?
It's not going to be a good surprise. It's going to be somebody that we saw on TV 3 weeks ago.
Oh, no, I hope it's Walter or Ciampa, somebody. Just throw me a bone here. Give me something good.
Ciampa will be good. Dexter Lumis, someone random like that.
Oh, I don't care.
Braun Breaker. How about Braun Breaker?
Fine. He was just on a WWE live tour in the UK.
Speaking of that tour and Walter has been facing off with Cesaro on that tour.
Yes, and apparently from dirt sheets, he is apparently more open to moving to the States now that he's got a girlfriend or wife or whatever. His life is more stable now, so apparently he's ready. He can do it now.
Walter, you mean?
Walter. He's more open to moving to the States than he ever has, apparently.
If you just let him, do not tweak the gimmick.
Just let him be Walter.
Let him be Walter. He does not speak. Do not change the music because that's a big part of it.
Yeah. I'm going to sing along to that.
Don't Bearcat Lee this guy, okay?
No, don't Bearcat Lee this guy. Don't add rapping to the thing like they did with Shinsuke. Don't do it.
Yeah. Oh, we brought Shinsuke's music back. Yeah, 3 years too late.
Yeah, seriously. We like singing along to it, man. Give us something. At least they gave me Rick Boogs.
Okay. Roman Reigns and Rick Boogs are the 2 reasons why 2 million people still tune into SmackDown.
That's why I love SmackDown.
Yeah. Oh, boy. What a mess. But, yeah, it's a pay-per-view I do not care at all about. Aside from the Becky Charlotte match, that is somewhat interesting, but
yeah, I wonder if it's gonna fall apart and go into a shoot fight at some point. They just both go into business for themselves. Somebody's breaking somebody's nose.
Yeah. Hey, have you seen any updates on Nia? What's happening there? Because she's been let go, right? There, because I heard rumors
she has been let go. She has been let go. She's changed her name on social media to her name, which is Lena.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's short for something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's officially let go. And for what it's worth, Alexa Bliss said, bring her back. I don't think she has much pull, and speaking of Alexa Bliss, she teased the whole goddess gimmick is coming back.
Her old gimmick, yes, I saw that. Yes. Well, she's done that a couple of times over the last few months. Put a little GIF on Instagram or Twitter of her old self. It's not the first time she's done it, but this one she was more obvious about it.
Yeah.
I feel like. So, yeah, I think the old gimmick is slowly starting to come back.
Yeah. Or tweak the old gimmick. You can make it some sort of hybrid. I'd be cool with that.
Or some sort of split personality thing that she does a
Fine.
promo as herself, and then she comes out to the ring in the crazy gimmick and just goes back and forth.
Sure. Like a defined split personality. Oh, I don't know who that reminded me of. The Fiend?
Who's that?
Uh,
No. Is his merch still on WWE Shop? Because if it's not,
well,
then
no, his merch is not on there. That was like a special edition. That wasn't even on the website. That thing. It was a separate like pop vinyl or something like that got added.
yeah, well, that means he doesn't exist anymore, according to them.
Oh, I know.
Was my point.
Yeah, he does not exist. He is Wyndham. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Working on a movie. We didn't get him at the pay-per-view. Such is life.
Yes. But yeah, so I think
Yeah, we discussed the non-existent build for Survivor Series, and we recapped a little bit what happened on Full Gear.
Another home run by them. That I love the once a quarter pay-per-view. Love it.
We were talking about this. The crowd was pretty solidly behind Kingston at a lot of points during that which nice.
CM Punk heel turn confirmed. It's coming. He's going to turn heel at some point in this run in this contract that he has.
He absolutely should. He's the best when he's raging against the machine. Come on.
I mean, he's awesome at both face and heel, but he's an awesome heel.
Yeah, he's the best when he's like, how amazing was his like, he did the 5 moves of doom.
Mm-hmm. He did the 5-knuckle shuffle.
He went like this, and then he just gave Kingston the bird instead.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this is just brilliant.
He did.
The crowd ate it up.
Well, a few guys did the Eddie Guerrero shimmy.
Yeah, which we didn't touch on when we recorded. That it was the anniversary of his death. So
yeah,
everybody was paying homage to the man, and rightfully so.
Rightfully so. 16 years. It was in 2005.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time. Some of the wrestlers were children when they saw that. Guys like Darby, guys like MJF, they were little kids.
Yeah.
When he passed. So cool to just see the legacy going. And speaking of legacies, we have that I think it's coming up soon. That Owen Hart Cup. Can't wait to see that on AEW.
And it's not going to be like a throwaway tournament like Andre the Giant Battle Royal or something like that. It's going to do it right.
It's going to have stakes. I think it's going to crown some sort of number 1 contender, either for the TNT Championship or for something.
You're going to shoot up the card for sure, and it's going to be like the best workers in the company. Good matches.
Yeah, like even if what you win is like a trophy, you win that trophy because you're like the workhorse of the company.
Right. No, it's like MJF when he won that ring thing. He got a more prominent role in the card.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's going to be something like that.
Side note, I hope MJF just keeps winning that tournament every year.
I hope he just keeps winning.
Honestly, he just shouldn't have. He should not have that ring.
He should always have the ring. Yeah, and I think hopefully, I mean, you got Danielson and Hangman, but I can't wait until I think MJF should take the title off Hangman. What do you think about that?
I wouldn't hate it. I wouldn't hate it if he took it off of Danielson.
Either one. Either he's got to take it off of beloved babyface.
Oh yeah. To cement his
douchiness.
I was gonna say his dirtbag of a character.
Yeah.
Just has to absolutely murder a beloved face.
It has to be in heartbreaking fashion. Like a third person involved turns on the babyface, like that was helping him the whole time.
Yeah, something nuts. It's got to be like, I don't know.
Like he outsmarted the other person. Like he's been playing them all along, that kind of thing.
Yeah, like he's the one that finally gets like CM Punk to turn heel or something bonkers.
Mm-hmm. The new NWO.
Aha.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Like it
yeah, I
all.
think that pretty much does it for wrestling news and reviewing Full Gear.
As always, we're jazzed about AEW and meh about what's happening in WWE.
But I think this means competition breeds improvement. So I think this means at some point WWE is going to get their act together. At some point, it's going to take some time.
NXT has been very watchable, so I like it.
At times, yes, and at times, no. It's been mixed for me.
I've enjoyed all of it. Give me all of the Toxic Attraction.
Okay. No, they're good. They're a good part of the show. I don't know. It just seemed I feel like the WWE-ness is starting to seep its way into that show. Not completely, but little by little.
Slightly. Like I know that we have War Games coming up and we don't even have teams.
That's not good.
Like
you know weeks out when Regal comes out and yells War Games, like that's one of my favorite parts of the year.
There's a culmination of two people or two teams that are just at it.
Mm-hmm. And you know who it is weeks out. You already know.
I have a feeling that we're going to do this. This is my idea. And it's probably what's in Vince's head. It's going to be all the new guys versus all the old guys.
I mean, that could be good. That could work.
It worked for Nexus for a little while.
It worked for a few minutes until, Cena buried everybody.
Yeah. So let's not do that again.
No. Don't bury, if there's a white hot guy, character, whatever, on the newcomers.
Braun Breaker.
That's who wins. Okay, Vince? Although I think Vince does like him, so.
Cool. I didn't even know he liked the Steiners. That's great. Maybe he doesn't even know he's a Steiner because his last name is Breaker.
That's very possible. Or he might have forgotten.
Holler if you hear me.
Yeah. All right. So I think that does it for us. We will be back later in the week to review Dynamite, SmackDown, the whole shebang.
We'll just come back on Saturday just to see if WWE did any kind of build toward this. That'd be great.
Yeah. We'll see if we can squeeze a show in on Saturday. That should be good.
All right.
All right. Until then, folks, we will see you next time. Take care.
Booyah.